Do you know that there is greatness in pain? Yes, it is. I know it sounds strange, but it is greatness in pain. But not when you have the pain, of course. Then it's just painful. And if you are a believer, you will think that, well, why is not God listening to me? Why is He letting me go through all of this? How can He allow me to sit here and have pain when He's such a good God? But God, He can use pain to develop sides of our lives that are important to Him. That He can develop a character that is so strong through pain. And then you get a lot of wisdom. And when you've gone through a lot of pain, you're more useful to God in one way, because you know pain and you have suffered and you know how it feels to be lonely, to be rejected, to be despised, maybe to be overlooked or ignored, to be lonely. It's very painful things, all of these words. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story. When I was a little girl, I grew up in a family where we were not used to telling our kids that they were good at something. So you shouldn't tell too much compliments to your kids. It's because my parents, they didn't have so much self-esteem themselves. So they just transfer what they themselves had experienced over to us. So we grew up without knowing who we were. And I have no self-esteem, actually. And when I started school, I was mocked in school for 6 years every day. And they said that I was stupid. And they treated me really bad in the classroom, in the breaks, on my way home, every day. Yeah, true story. And I had no self-worth, self-esteem, so I believed that it was right to be treated like that. I was stupid. I thought I was stupid. I believed the lie. And I believed that lie for so long that I think I was around 20 years old before I realized that I had believed a lie about myself. And during those years before I understood who I was, I let people into my life that shouldn't have come into my life, because I didn't have the standard. I didn't know who I was. But God knew who I was. So one day I was talking to a man on a train. He was a professor of some kind. And when we left, he said, "You're very intelligent." And I goes, "What? I'm not intelligent. I'm stupid." And he said, "Are you crazy? You're so smart." And that was the first time that I heard that I was smart. And then I realized that, wait a minute, I have believed a lie about myself. I believed something because other people has defined me, or they have, I had no people that told me who I was. So I believed the lie. And the enemy used that you didn't know who you was. He can use that and come in with his lies, because he is a liar. And the only thing he wants is to destroy your life, is to eat up your life, is to make you be so hurt that you will make bad decisions that will hurt you even more. But see, God, He will make everything that we have done wrong in our lives to something good. So the enemy will never have the last word, because God is going to turn it around. And then you realize that it is greatness behind pain. Because out of pain, God will develop a greatness. For example, if God says to you that you will be powerful, I have to be honest with you. You'll have to go through more pain. To be powerful means to go through more pain. But God, He knows that you can handle it. You know what I mean? He knows that you can deal with a lot of pain and suffering. He's still in control over our lives. And for many years, I thought that I have lost a lot of years. But then God told me that I haven't. I haven't lost years. It's like a school of suffering. It's a school of pain that some of us has to go through. And it's like an education that develop empathy. So when you come out of that pain, and many people in the Bible have experienced the same thing. We always see the glorious side of a minister. We see the glorious side of people that are, been living with God. We don't see the price they pay. We don't know what's behind that power. And I'm telling you, very often there is pain. That's how I learn stuff in life. I learn through pain. And I learn to build up the character on the inside from God. He gave me His character. It's been so narrow for me sometimes that I haven't seen anything, I haven't heard anything, I hadn't smelled anything. I've just been walking in a desert, sometimes for a long period of time. But still, God allows me to be in that desert. And I experience people leaving me, people lying about me, rejecting me, talking bad about behind my back. And I know many of you who are listening to me have experienced the same. That's why I want to be open and tell you a little bit about my life story. But I also know, now I'm in the middle of my life, that all the pain I've been suffering, all the struggles, all the unrighteous treatment, God has used it to develop something powerful in me. And He has developed a wisdom inside of me and a strength that I couldn't get through reading a book. I'm not saying it's wrong to study, but the biggest study is life experience. Yes. When we go out there and we really experience life. And my background was so hard for me because I came from believing that I was nothing. And they mocked me and they said that I was ugly, I was stupid. And I believed that for many years. Until God sent somebody that said, that is not true. You're not ugly, you're not stupid, you're smart. And you are worth so much more. And then I read the Word of God and I mirror my life through the Word of God. And slowly I understood who I was in God's eyes. That He thought that I was precious. He thought that I was a jewel. That I have a worth, and so have you. You are so incredible, worth, like a diamond in God's eyes. It says in the Bible that God says that He has written our names in His hands. Yes. And He loves you and He loves us so much. So He can entrust you with pain. I know it sounds strange, but it is true. He entrusted me with all this pain because He knew that I could handle it. Many times in my life when I was struggling and I had a painful season, I was feeling I can't handle this. But I did. And God, He knew that I was gonna be standing strong through the pain. So I just want to encourage you to just, even if you've been going through painful seasons in your life, God is still there. God has the overlook of your life, and He will see you through. And you haven't lost years, because God will have the last word, not the enemy. God will have the last word in your life. And it doesn't matter what the enemy has done, God will turn it around. It's like the more you suffer, the more He can use you to so many people, because it's so many people out there suffering. And they need people with experience. They need people who have empathy. And God will use your experience and your life and your heart and your wounded areas to help others. Yes, He will anoint those areas in your life. So it's going to be worth it. See? Everything you've gone through is going to be worth it. And maybe you just see like a puzzle, you see one piece, and then you don't see the whole picture until later in life. And God is going to do amazing things through your life. Yes. Don't look at yourself as a failure. You are not. You are a winner in God's eyes. And He will use your life and your experience and your pain to something amazing, because He makes beauty out of ashes. He makes beauty out of ashes. Just give everything to Him and let Him work it out, and He will make something beautiful out of your life experience. God bless you.